Hi, today I'm going to take you through Google Drive. This is, if you go to drive.google.com, you'll find that once you're logged into Chrome, this is what you'll see. Obviously without my folders, they'll be your folders. But to give you a quick little tour, right here is whatever you have currently in Drive. Okay, you'll see too, if I go here, this is my main Drive page, and these are my folders that I have. I can change the view of it by clicking on this, and I can go to more of the boxed view, or I can go to a list view like that, whatever you prefer. This is also your sorting options. You can do in either of those. I like to sort it by name and alphabetized, which is why I get it this particular order. Your folders are always going to come first, then your documents. Your settings, there's not a lot you need to worry about in your settings. The download drive is specifically for your PC, and that would be another lesson that I'll do later on how to do that. But that way you could save to your PC and it would automatically update to Drive, which is not a bad way to go, because if you do have a Wi-Fi problem or internet problem, you still have those documents on your hard drive. So that's not a bad way to go. Again, that'll be another lesson. Under settings, excuse me, you'll see that I have these things checked. Okay, here's the most important one: the convert uploaded files to Google Docs. What that means is that if you take a Microsoft Office product like Word and you drag it over and upload it into your Google Drive, it will automatically convert it into a Google Doc format, which is a good way to go once you're using Chromebooks and Google Classroom and all of that, because then the kids can, it's a like what am I trying to say? It's the same thing that you would use is what they would use, so you won't have any kind of little glitches along the way. Over here, we have the new button. That's where you can create a folder. You can upload files and folders, or you could do various little things. This is the equivalent of Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft PowerPoint. You also have Google Forms for tests, drawings, maps, all those different things. Okay, if I were to take the folder, I could call this a test folder and create it, and you'll notice that it appears right there. When I click on it, it opens up just like any hard drive would. Okay, this is just simply an online hard drive. So if I were to want to include files in here, I could drop my files here, or for instance, I could go here to New, select Google Docs, for instance, like Microsoft Word, and I can type in whatever I want to type in. I can click here and it'll change that to whatever my first typing was, or I could change the name to something different. I'll just call it a doc. And when I close out of that, it automatically saves within that folder system. Okay, if I want to get rid of it, I can right click and I can remove it. I can download that document to, if I choose to, for whatever reason. I can move it to a different folder. I can share it with other people. I can open it with other types of things. I can preview what that looks like. All of those things. For now, for me, I'm going to remove it. And I'm going to go back to my drive, and I'm going to remove that folder. So now I'm back to my clean folder there. Under Shared With Me, you're going to get anything that somebody has shared with you over the course of time. Here's a project I did with my kids. You'll see that it shows their presentation, it gives their name, the date that it was shared, all of that. So you can go right on through that. If you needed to find something, you could always go up here to the search drive, type in whatever you're searching for, and it will pop up all those options that might match. Google Photos, right now I would not play with that. If you wanted to put your any photos that you're using, you could put them in there. I would hesitate on putting personal photos in there simply because this is school district property. And your most recent documents, if you see these different things that will pop up, obviously your trash will have anything that's in there. Okay, so all of these different things that I've put into the trash. So in a nutshell, what I would do on this is I would create, I've done this with my kids actually in class. I had them go through and create folder hierarchies. So for instance, I went Spanish class with them, and I had them put the period they were in, and then they would go into that folder, and I had them create another folder that was vocabulary lists. And then I had them create another folder that was grammar topics. And we'll just do one more, writings. So that anytime they were working on their own Chromebook using the Google system, then they could move their own files into these different folders for different things, so that at any point in time, wherever they were on whatever system they were using or whatever device they were using, they could find those folders and whatever they needed to that way. This has helped a lot with me when I give a vocabulary list, for instance. I can give it as an announcement in Google Classroom, meaning that it won't show a due date, and the kids see a view-only document, and I have them make a copy of that and change the name to their own name and whatever the vocab list is. So for instance, the current one is, I might put Brian Keller Foods or Brian Keller Foods vocab, and then I have them save it to their drive, and they put it in their vocabulary list section. So by the end of the semester or the year, they have all of their vocab lists in one place. They have all of their grammatical topics in one place, so they can start taking notes electronically if they choose, writings in one place, etc. The other thing that I've had them do is set up a miscellaneous folder where if they're gone and they need to get notes from somebody, or if they have old notes that they have not converted because they didn't have Chromebooks until relatively recently, they can take pictures with their phones of any notes they're missing and then quickly upload it into their drive. And then when they have time, they could always retype them up if they chose to. But it's a good way to go with some of that stuff. You could create things for projects, for research topics, whatever. The sky's the limit on something like that. So in a sense, with the kids, it would be really helpful if they ended up having their class schedule just listed out. So Spanish class, PE, social studies, etc. And then they would have all of that stuff. And then the following year, for if they're coming back to Auburn, you could always have them go back into their drive and create a new folder for 2016-2017 school year, and then all those classes, and they could start sorting it all through. So they had all of their documents from their entire high school career at Auburn High. So that is one way to use it. Is basically it really just is a hard drive, but it's just all kept on the cloud. Over here you have quick links to the various different Google things as well. Okay, and when you click down on more, you'll find things like Google Classroom and etc. And here you have different notifications that you can program, and then this, of course, is your personal settings and whatnot. So hopefully that helps, and hit me up with an email if you need clarifications. Thanks a lot.